In November 2020, one fight changed everything. King Von was dead, Quando Rondo had $1 million target on his head, and Lil Durk was about to start a war that would span 2 years and cross state lines. This is the complete timeline of what really happened. Von's death is just the beginning. The streets light up with rumors of $1 million bounty on Quando's head. Quando himself fuels the fire, referencing the bounty in his song End of Story, even taunting Lil Durk to raise the price to $8 million. The tension between Quando's crew and Lil Durk's OTF collective hits a boiling point. Quando is now a marked man, forced to look over his shoulder everywhere he goes. Trouble finds Quando fast. On November 10, 2020, reports surfaced that he's cancelled an upcoming show, with rumors swirling that Lil Durk bought all the tickets to leave the venue empty. Whether publicity stunt or real threat, the message is clear: Quando is not safe. Over the next several months, Quando cancels more performances. His return to the stage comes May 1, 2021, in Waycross, Georgia, but only about 50 people show up. Was it his career, or were fans afraid of the danger? After the show, Quando and his entourage are ambushed at a Circle K gas station. Over 100 shots are fired at their vehicles, but Quando escapes unharmed.
Oh my God, it is Quando, y'all. It's got to be. They talking about it was the rapper that performed at the Vibe, at the club. They talking about it was Quando. They heard it was, somebody had a bounty on him. I'm like, damn, how the f you know? Look at all them bullets. Yeah, they got them picking up bullets.
The gas station shootout becomes a chilling symbol of just how real the beef has become. Lil Durk's song Hellcats Trackhawks was one of the earlier records where he openly referenced catching someone lacking at their own show. Get Back Gang became increasingly active after Von's death, and not long after, a black disciple from Georgia seemingly claimed responsibility for a shooting on social media. This led fans and blog pages to speculate that the hit was somehow connected to Lil Durk, not necessarily by direct involvement, but through his known affiliation with the black disciple. After the incident, Lil Pap, a close associate of Quando Rondo, took to Twitter and downplayed the shooting. He told his ops not to let one person stress them out so much and encouraged them to enjoy life. The following day, he posted a photo of himself alive and unbothered, as if to mock anyone who thought he might have been taken out in the shooting. Quando himself would later speak on the growing threats against his life in a post-incident interview. He brushed it all off.
Death threat all you want to, man, bro. That's just some words, man. Be an action.
Right.
You feel me? I'm going home to my daughter.
Right.
And if I didn't, God called me.
Right.
But I'm going home to my daughter, bro. I'm not even the type of person to move without a firearm.
A claim that fits the ongoing narrative of being prepared for whatever might come his way. While the exact timeline and source of his injuries remain unclear, or possibly earlier ones in Savannah or even back during the altercation with Von. Despite that, he expressed gratitude for still being alive. The message was clear: the consequences of this beat. But even after all that, Quando wasn't slowing down. On May 7, 2021, he dropped his 6th mixtape, Still Taking Risks. It was his first full project since the night King Von was killed, a bold title considering everything that had happened. But to Quando, it wasn't just about the music anymore. It was about standing his ground, regardless of the cost. This project, Still Taking Risks, would be laced with references to that night and everything that came after. On the opening track, Blue Man, Quando Rondo talks about having $1 million bounty on his head. One of the most blatant examples comes on the track Red Eye, where Quando mocks Von's death, saying he's smoking a dead guy and catching homicides with Timmy, a reference to Lil Tim, the man who pulled the trigger the night Von was killed. There's also a darker, more personal layer. In the same song, Quando says, if he loved that girl, make sure he never sees her again. Many interpreted that line as a shot at King Von, whose complicated relationship with Asian Doll was known to the public. Asian had also been linked to NBA YoungBoy, who was closely affiliated with Quando. That love triangle, real or not, became fuel for a deadly feud, one that Quando now seemed to be mocking in his lyrics. And he didn't stop there, he goes on to disrespect Von's team directly, rapping, "Ain't no get backs." A direct shot at Von's Get Back Gang, a crew that had promised retaliation after Von's death. Quando not only questions their street credibility but outright denies they'll ever get revenge. It was a bold statement in a time when tensions were still sky-high. In other songs, Quando paints a picture of just how deep this war runs. Quando says Timmy busted Vaughn's head cause he got caught without his gun. A brutal reminder of that fateful night outside the Monaco hookah lounge, one that continues to haunt the drill scene to this day. On the track Drop Some, Quando reflects on that same night, claiming he didn't even know there was beef with Vaughn at the time. But he follows that line with another threatening bar, saying, "I got bullets for a wrestler." A not-so-subtle jab at Vaughn's tendency to fight first. The message here? Fighting might have worked in the past, but that night, it wasn't enough. Quando also raps about how his young hitters are quick to make rappers bleed, reinforcing the idea that his crew isn't just talking. They're acting. Then there's Devil on My Shoulder, another track where Quando shouts out Lil Tim, saying he'll always shoot for him. The loyalty between them is made crystal clear, and so is the message: if they're being hunted, they're going to get their enemies first. Quando also directly references his beef with Lil Durk in the hook of this same track, saying that the song is for the ones who put money on his head. He follows it up with a chilling line: "We smoking on their new dead homie." Of course, this is a reference to King Von, yet another blunt disrespect aimed at his legacy and crew. Quando also throws in multiple lines about Jump Out Gang, his crew of shooters known for hopping out and spraying, claiming they're the ones responsible for putting people on the news. Rapping that his ops act like they're the only killers in America. Quando also throws a shot at Lil Reese, referencing an earlier Twitter beef where Reese said he wanted smoke with Quando. Quando flips it in the lyrics, saying, "They wanted smoke. Until we killed their friend. Now they end up dying." The track escalates into a full-out declaration of war, with Quando rapping that all I smoke is dead ops and shouting out, "Free Lil Tim." But in a rare moment of vulnerability, he also reflects on what that night did to him emotionally. In a verse on "Okay," he admits that seeing his friend Lil Tim get shot left him sick to his stomach, a rare insight into the trauma behind the violence. He paints a picture of what it's like to watch your closest friend nearly die in front of you, even if that same friend is now known as the one who took out King Von. Still, he makes one thing clear: Jump Out Ganji's ready to go at all times. For Quando Rondo, Still Taking Risks wasn't just a mixtape. It was a statement. A declaration that he wasn't backing down, not from OTF, not from the internet backlash, and not even after being shot at following his concert. But Quando wasn't the only one feeding off this energy. Lil Tim, once just a street figure from Savannah, had now become infamous. He was no longer an unknown face. He was the man who killed Chicago's most dangerous rapper. And that gave him a new kind of power. And opportunity. In the aftermath of the shooting, Lil Tim began moving like someone who knew the industry was watching. He didn't just lay low. Instead, he leaned into his new image, adopting the persona of a demon slayer. In June 2021, Tim went live on Instagram previewing a new track called "Off the List."
I dropped them all. I dropped them all.
Food for thought.
Man, let me let y'all hear some, man. Since y'all got me turned up like that.
They took the new off the list. Quit that going down. No bitch, I don't miss.
Now that Lil Tim was known worldwide as the man who had taken out King Von, he began appearing more regularly online. As the days went on, he got increasingly active on social media, building anticipation for his new music, and for his new role in the rap game as a kind of anti-hero for his side. On June 9, 2021, Lil Tim went live again, this time talking tough. Wearing a black hoodie, symbolic of the Grim Reaper look, he addressed rumors that he was hiding.
You know I keep me a black hoodie. Hiding in the woods. What? Well, I seen that tweet, boy. Nigga hiding in the woods. What? Bitch, I'm in trenches. What happened to buddy? Double down on y'all.
And he wasn't going anywhere. They were capitalizing on their roles in this deadly rap beef. They had turned tragedy into marketing, blood into bars, and street warfare into streams. On July 7, 2021, Lil Tim made his return to social media with a brand new Twitter account. He came back with purpose and disrespect. Lil Tim quickly started liking posts from fans saying things like "smoking on Vaughn," signaling that he wasn't backing off from the disrespect. He also reposted a tweet by Quando Rondo, one that seemed to reference the moment Quando helped carry a bleeding Tim into the hospital after the fatal shootout with King Von. The tension online only grew. A few days later, Lil Tim went viral again after posting a photo with one of his friends, captioned, "If you ain't got a homicide, we can't be friends." That post caught the attention of hip-hop's most notorious troll, 6ix9ine, who liked the tweet and even followed Lil Tim's account. It was a sign that Tim's new rapper killer persona was starting to gain traction, for better or worse. He didn't stop there. Over the following weeks, Lil Tim began dropping clips on social media, showing himself posted outside, in the streets, and making it clear that he wasn't hiding or afraid of retaliation. Despite being the most wanted figure in this rap beef, he was presenting himself as someone who was completely unshaken then. On July 21, 2021, the full version of Lil Tim's debut track, The List, leaked online. And it was wild. In the song, Tim appears to fully diss King Von and take responsibility for his killing, rapping, "Just checked a new nigga off the list, quick to gun you down, check the score, I don't miss." It was the first time Tim had ever rapped about the situation in such explicit terms. No subtlety. No metaphors. Just direct shots. Later in the song, Tim goes on to taunt his enemies, daring them to spin on him, essentially inviting retaliation. He clearly wanted everyone to know he wasn't worried. In August 2021, the official music video for The List dropped, and it turned heads. Lil Tim raps the same violent lyrics while holding a shovel in one hand and a blunt in the other, imagery that sent a clear message: he's smoking on Von, and he's digging his grave. That wasn't just speculation. Elsewhere in the track, Tim makes it crystal clear, saying he's pulling out a shovel, grave digging all my friends' ops. He adds that he's willing to kill anyone, saying, "Don't care who you is. I'll blow your brains." The track finishes with another reference to King Von's crew, "Get Back Gang," as Tim raps, "Fuck that, get back." He then mocks Von's crew for not firing back that night, rapping, "They all had guns, but they ain't shoot." This was likely a reference to Louis, Von's close friend, and others on the scene who allegedly failed to respond fast enough during the chaos, or at least failed to hit their targets, as Tim survived. By now, it was clear that Lil Tim was intentionally leaning into the narrative of being most feared rapper, and that he was using it to launch a full rap career. The incident outside Monaco Hookah Lounge wasn't just a moment in the streets anymore. It was becoming a movement. And this movement was loud, disrespectful, and completely unapologetic. Lil Tim wasn't hiding. He wasn't remorseful. And he wasn't scared. The track was violent, brazen, and seemingly pointed, and many believed it was directly aimed at King Von and Lil Durk, but Lil Tim quickly pushed back that he took to Instagram stories to deny that the song was targeting either Von or Durk. In his post, he reminded everyone that he never mentioned any names in the track. He claimed the lyrics were being taken out of context, and even went a step further, saying that he wasn't allowed to officially release the song or the video at all. According to Tim, someone had sent the track to the judge overseeing his case. It's entirely possible that Lil Tim made no real money from the song, despite all the attention it got. But one thing he did gain from the situation: the attention of someone with common enemies, 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's history with Chicago rappers is long and messy. Back in his peak as a loud, trolling, self-proclaimed blood member, he had beef with Lil Durk, went back and forth with Lil Reese.
Yo, listen, I'ma keep it a stack with you, man.
Come here.
Look, stop bringing me. Yo, you don't gotta bring niggas. You tough by yourself, right? You tough by yourself, right? Bro, put that shit away, cause when you shitted on yourself, you didn't pull that out.
Man, I don't wanna hear that shit,
You shitted on yourself, you didn't pull that out.
Hey, you too internet, bro.
Yo, listen, when you shitted on yourself, why didn't you do this?
Look, fuck that.
Why didn't you pull that gun out when you shitted on yourself?
Internet, shorty.
And constantly mocked the entire Chicago drill scene. But the tension with King Von ran deeper. When Von mocked 6ix9ine for snitching, 6ix9ine waited. And when Von was killed, 6ix9ine was one of the first people to disrespect his death publicly.
Look how happy he is. He sacrificed. Look how happy he is. Look at this dead on his shirt. Look. Yo, you think King Von thirsty? I think King Von thirsty. Look, yo, drink that. Look, if a killer ain't dead, we ain't wearing no RP shirt.
he used it to push his own catchphrase, "Slide for Vaughn." It was a direct challenge to Lil Durk, questioning why Vaughn's death had not yet been avenged, even though Vaughn had once rapped that if he died, his people would slide for him every day until the murder rate go up. So when Lil Tim's track dropped, and the disrespect was thick, it made sense that 6ix9ine would find his way into the narrative. Lil Tim x 6ix9ine. The studio rumors of video began circulating online that appeared to show Lil Tim in the studio recording with 6ix9ine. The internet went crazy. Some fans believed the two had linked up to make a full-blown diss track against Durk and OTF. The optics were wild, the most hated snitch in the game teaming up with the man who killed King Von. It seemed almost too perfect, or too chaotic, to be true. But Lil Tim quickly shut it down. He responded on social media, posting, "What do I look like doing a song with a rap?"
Cause you know I can have anything, any name in my mouth, cuz. You don't see me in that video. Them your people in that video. That's your family, cuz. That's your people, cuz. You don't see no 1600, you don't see no 3, you know 1027 chains in that. Them your people and they flashing money with that man. That's not me. You tripping. He can't die for me, but I wasn't in there with that.
I never did it. I act like I was gonna do it. Got down a couple little 40, 60 rats type. It just did. Like I ain't never did it. I act like I was gonna do it. Never did it.
Sometime toward the end of 2021, Lil Tim was involved in a high-speed chase with law enforcement, leading to his arrest. The situation caused another wave of headlines, with fans and blogs questioning whether his freedom might be in jeopardy once again. NBA Ben 10, a known affiliate of NBA YoungBoy, would later post Free Tim, revealing that he had Lil Tim saved in his phone as a Vaughn killer, a chilling reminder of how Tim was being viewed in certain circles. Around September 18, 2021, Lil Tim suddenly stopped posting online. His last tweets had a more somber tone, with one saying, "I know people who carry guns just to get caught with it." That line seemed to reflect a darker, more introspective view of street life. Lil Tim would reportedly spend about a month behind bars, after which things went quiet. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo, still surrounded by controversy, was spotted walking around Walmart with no security. The situation had reached a point where even the people who were there that night, in the middle of the chaos, with the trolling intensifying and the "slide for Vaughn" meme reaching viral levels, Lil Durk could only stay silent for so long. It was the first time Durk publicly acknowledged the pressure. Durk returned with a brand new track titled "Pissed Me Off," and the energy was no different. He said he can't be happy until he gets his revenge. The pain was still fresh. The frustration was real. And now, the music was reflecting it. At this point, the entire situation had evolved. What started as a tragic altercation between two crews had turned into a cultural flashpoint with fans, rappers, trolls, and even the legal system watching every move. Lil Tim became the man at the center of a murder case and a rap career. Quando Rondo became the face of untouchable disrespect. And Lil Durk? He about to go harder on them. Subscribe if you want to see what happened next or for more deep dive videos like this.